Hello YouTube, 87 Ricer here. So, as you all know, I picked up another scooter earlier today, and I rode it all the way back from Wright City, Missouri. And me and my buddy, he was on the icebear rocket, and I was on the other bike. And like I said, I rode that bike all the way from Wright City. And while me and him were riding around, there's a hill just off in the distance called the Hermann Bluff. And we rode around it. We were going to the Hermann farm, and we turned around and we were getting ready to head back into town. And there was actually a cop, and our Hermann cop, sitting at the bottom of the hill where they normally do. But I don't think this was a Hermann officer, because he didn't know anything about the Missouri rules. But he come over and he said, "Hey, I'm not going to give you a ticket, but you can't ride those bikes on the highway without registering them." And I said, "It's a 50cc." And he goes, "You have to register them." What he didn't know is he must have been an out-of-state cop coming into Hermann. So, you got big city mentality in a small town. It just doesn't work that way. But Missouri rules for riding scooters, you don't really have to have them registered. Majority of the towns, you don't have to have any insurance on them, nothing. But he just happened, he's like, "Nope, you gotta be able to register the bike before you can ride it on the road." And then he intentionally followed us around on roads that they normally don't go down, just to make sure we weren't fucking around on our bikes going someplace that we shouldn't. Which I know they're watching out, but that guy didn't know shit about the rules for bikes like this. And I rode around that bluff many times, making videos and whatnot. It just happened to be wrong place at the right time, or whatever you want to say. But he was sitting there, and if we hadn't gone around there when he was there, he probably wouldn't have proceeded to follow us to see where we were going. But I went ahead and took the bike home. I dropped that one off. Now I'm making another video for just to kind of explain. So for these bikes, 49cc, you don't have to have registration and insurance on the bikes in the state of Missouri. There must be another train coming down there, or people getting off. Well, while that's happening, I'm gonna go. While that's going on, I'm gonna go down to the 87 Ricer Bridge. Oh, now he starts to move. So today is June 3rd, 2023. That's the west. That's north, east, south. That's the 87 Ricer Bridge coming into Hermann. People out on their boats, bringing them in. The train left. People taking turns pulling their boats out for the night. But yeah, I thought, to be honest with you, in my head, I mean, I didn't say it out loud, but in my head, when that cop said, "You need registration to drive it on the road," I was thinking, what a dick. I mean, really, what a complete asshat. And then to follow me and my friend on top of that wasn't cool. It's like, you got nothing better to do in our hometown, in this small little local town. Like, you don't gotta follow two moped riders just because. Like, no reason for it. So, like, me and my buddy went from having a good day riding, just ripping through the side streets, kind of going around to Herman Bluff, taking them to the Herman farm, and then that cop goes and says that. It just kind of ruined the mood of riding. And like I said, then on top of that, he followed us down streets that I normally don't see them on, and it was because he was watching us, and I believe he already knew where this particular bike was being stored. And don't get me wrong, I understand that they're watching out, but at the same time, where I live in Herman, I'm only traveling 3 miles outside of town, which requires me to ride on the main highway 94 to get to my place. So that's only 3 miles into town, and I've traveled it many, many times. And for all of you who don't know, if it's dark outside, when it's dark outside, if you're going slow and you have headlights and turn signals and all that, if somebody's coming up behind you and you don't think they see you, tap your brake light, tap your brakes a little bit, and it will brighten and dim. It will brighten up your brake light to let them, it'll kind of flash for them to kind of indicate that, that you're in front of them. Oh, that's a nice bike. But yeah, it'll you hit your brake light, you hit your brakes a few times, and the lights brighten up. And so that's really all you got to do at night when you're riding. And if you're slow and your vehicle is slow and somebody's coming up on you, tap your brakes. Tap your brakes. Your taillight's going to light up several times, and then they should see that you are in front of them. But yeah, like I said, it was just in my head. I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking, man, what an asshole. Just fuck off. We kind of know what, we already know that we don't have to have registration and insurance on these things. But I do understand that some other towns actually require that. Some. Not everything, not every town in Missouri, some. So if you're an unfortunate one who lives in a certain town that requires you to have insurance or registration, you honestly shouldn't get a ticket for not having it, because it's not required by the state. And I understand that sometimes the state, gives the small towns the authority to make their rules. But at the same time, it's like, come on, really? Our 50cc's are faster than bicycles. And bicyclists only require headlight, taillight at night so we can see them. We're faster than that. Even going up hills, we're faster. So I wasn't even trying to turn this into a rant video. It kind of sucked when it happened, because it just really shifted the mood from, hey, we're having a good time just ripping through the town and going down all these side roads and going around the bluff, and then to be told, oh, you can't ride it on the highway like that. It's like, it just ruined it. Completely ruined the mood. So like I said, when you're on these bikes, they're slow. So anybody that's in Missouri that watches these videos that has mopeds, just know that not every cop knows that you don't have to have insurance or registration. That's why they're pulling you over. And chances are, if they actually look up the information, they'll realize that you are right, or that we are right. And they'll just say, okay, you have a nice day. Like I said, he wasn't an asshole to us. It was just the fact that he turned on his light and said, hey, you gotta have registration. Hold on. Alright. I am back. I got my sister following behind me. She came up, seen that I was recording, so she wanted to say hi. And we're gonna go drink, drive, and I'm not talking about alcoholic beverages. I'm just talking about she's just wanting to cruise around, and I'm just wanting to cruise around too, but she needs some company, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ride with her. I'm gonna drop off my wife's icebear rocket off at a safe location, and then we're gonna go get a pack of some soda water and maybe just cruise around and chit chat. So I'm 87 Ricer. I know it's been a while since I've made some videos. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't even trying to turn this video into a rant. It was more just like I wanted to kind of explain to a lot of people who maybe watch my videos that have scooters that our state really doesn't require it. So just remember that 50 cc's not really required to have insurance or registration unless you're in one of those towns that it just happens to be. But Hermann really isn't one of those towns. There have been many times I've made many videos going around many parts of this town, and it was only one cop out of all the cops that we've had. So it's just one of those things. I gotta let it go and move on, and maybe that guy will move on to another town. If not, then he'll learn pretty quick that this is a small town, so the big mentality of a big city is not really needed in this town. I mean, but I know that they're doing their jobs, so understandable. I'm 87 Ricer. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Sorry that I was ranting. I'm really not. I'm just speaking my mind. So you all have a fantastic time. 87 Ricer out. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes, and hit the bell notification in case I make any more videos. You guys could be notified about them. They're not all rant videos, I promise you that. They're really not. It just happened to be today. So thank you all for watching. Peace.